Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode number 2 of Game Time with Tony Black. And we already know that the Atlanta Falcons is the underdogs playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we're gonna be trying to see and talking about how could the Atlanta Falcons beat the Pittsburgh Steelers Week 1, 2026. First, first of all, they got to protect that quarterback. You know, you see what happened to Mr. Michael. Atlanta last year they allowed 26 sacks last season. That's bad. That's a lot of sacks. They can't turn that ball over. They gave the ball away 21 times last season. You know, if I was the coach, we would have to sit down and deeply talk about this. Now, Atlanta, they defense, they forced the ball over 26 times last year. They finished fifth with turnovers. But still, that's not good enough. It's not good enough. If y'all boys trying to make it to the Super Bowl and the playoffs and all of that good stuff, you boys gonna have to play way harder football than that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to keep that defense of Pittsburgh, y'all gonna have to keep them off the field. You know, y'all gonna have to control that clock. And every time y'all get the ball, y'all gotta put some points up. Meaning y'all gonna have to finish them drives. You know, them red zone trips, y'all gotta score when y'all get inside that 20, y'all gotta y'all gotta make a touchdown. We don't want a field goal. Well, not we, they don't want a field goal. In them red zone. Not when you're in the red zone. That's not professional. Y'all gonna have to put pressure. Real deal pressure on that quarterback. You know, Atlanta, 57 sacks last season. So can y'all hit this quarterback at least 20 times? At least 20 sacks. Y'all gonna have to play some ball, you know? Now, they new quarterback, Taluga, he expected to start. He expected to play some football. But that's only if he healthy, you know? And like we said, Michael, he's hurt. He's recovering, from that ACL injury that happened last year. And Tula, he dealing with a back injury. So he ain't really been on the football field participating, what I'm saying, in practice like he's supposed to. He came back from what a concussion. Did that slow him down? Is he scared now? See, no matter who the quarterback, the Atlanta Falcons got to protect their quarterback. That defensive line going to have to do their job. And, if Taluga can stay healthy, it look like they're gonna have a healthy season. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about this whole thing down in the comment section. Do y'all think because we already know it's a lot of people who place them bets. We know when you place them bets, you can win a lot of money if them underdogs come out on top. So y'all talk to me in the comment section and y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think Atlanta Falcons is gonna win week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Do y'all think that, you know, Toluga is gonna start, or do y'all think Michael gonna start? Who do y'all think the best quarterback? Who y'all think gonna be number 1? Who y'all got for number 2 quarterback? We'll be back in here with episode 3. Y'all stay tuned.